Hey, what's up guys, it's Arun, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the iPhone 11 Pro Max in late 2020. I want to see if it's worth picking up this option instead of maybe even an iPhone 12, or whether or not you should save you a bit more money and pick up the latest and greatest that Apple has to offer. Now, the iPhone 11 came out last year, so it's only about a year old right now, so it still has quite a lot to offer as far as performance goes. So kicking things off with the design of the phone, on the bottom of the phone you can see two speaker grills. I believe one of those is a microphone and the lightning port in the middle. On the right hand side of the phone you can see two LTE bands on the top and bottom, a SIM eject tray in the middle, and the power button at the top as well. On the top of the phone you can see one LTE band on the left, and it is otherwise completely bare. On the left hand side of the phone you can see once again two LTE bands on the top and bottom, a lock switch, and two volume buttons in the middle. On the back of the phone you can see the massive three cameras that sit in the top left, as well as a microphone and a flash, as well as the Apple logo right in the middle. It's also got a nice matte finish to the glass on the back of the phone. The entire shroud of the phone is covered in stainless steel, so it's a very solid feeling phone, and it'll be very tough in comparison to an aluminum phone, so definitely another plus there. On the front of the phone you can see the absolutely massive screen. It's 6.5 inches. There is a notch at the top of the screen which is a little bit annoying, but that does house the entire Face ID sensors, as well as an earpiece and front facing camera. Now, as far as specs goes, the screen on the front of the phone is an OLED panel, which means it has very nice deep blacks as well as really bright and vivid colors. You can definitely use it in daytime sunlight with no problems, and even in direct sunlight you will be able to read most of the text on the screen and watch content. It's also got a pixel density of 458 pixels per inch, so it's a reasonably high resolution display, more or less the same quality as 1440p. It does not have any 3D touch. Apple removed that feature from their lineup. Now, powering the phone is an Apple A13 chip, as well as 4GB of RAM, so a lot of powerful components inside of the phone. I'll give you a demonstration of how it performs in some games a little bit later. Now, the phone also supports Wi-Fi 6, but unfortunately does not have 5G built into it, so the maximum LTE range you're going to get is 4G from this phone, so that is also something you might want to keep in mind when comparing it to the competition. And as far as storage options go, you can pick it up in 64, 256 or 512 gigabyte options. Now, as far as the cameras go, the phone has a 12 megapixel front facing camera and a triple 12 megapixel rear facing camera. I'll give you some examples of what all these cameras look like right now. The three cameras on the back are quite interesting. One of them is your regular camera that you'll be used to from all your other iPhones. The second one is a wide angle camera, and the last camera is a telephoto camera, which means you can zoom right into certain objects and get a really nice close-up of different objects. Now, I actually used the telephoto camera on my iPhone 10 in a previous video when I was soldering on an Xbox motherboard, so the telephoto camera is actually very useful in these kinds of situations when you want to really zoom in and get almost a macro kind of look to your image. The front facing camera is actually quite nice as well. I found it had pretty good color accuracy, and Apple has a lot of HDR going on with these new processors inside of their phones. Alright guys, so now I want to give you guys an example of how this phone performs in some highly graphically demanding games. So I'm going to be starting off with the brand new League of Legends. I believe it's called Wild Rift. It just launched on the App Store a couple of days ago, so it's one of the biggest games right now out there. The phone handled the game itself very well, 60 FPS mode, and I managed to max out all the settings, and it was running it very smoothly. I did find it getting a little bit warm on the back, but as far as performance goes, very good on this phone, no problems whatsoever. Next up I had a look at Asphalt 9. Once again we were on the maxed out settings at 60 FPS, and the phone really performed well. The graphics looked awesome in this game, and it performed as well as I'd expect from any modern day flagship, no problems whatsoever. Finally, I had a look at Call of Duty Mobile. Once again, maximum settings guys, no issues whatsoever. So finally guys, should you pick up this phone in late 2020? I personally haven't actually tried the brand new iPhone 12 lineup, but from what I've seen, most of the specs are pretty much the same as even the iPhone 11 Pros, so they still have a 60Hz screen, and the only thing they really have as an advantage is the 5G capabilities and a slightly newer processor. So if you're really that interested in those features, then go ahead and spend a bit more money on the brand new iPhone 12s. But for me, the iPhone 11s are really where it's at as far as performance goes. So anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.